I gave people all the stuff they really needed. Social Security checks, utility bills, TV guide.
I want a TV guidance counselor. TV guidance counselor. Staying up to watch all night, and everything's gonna be alright with my TV guidance counselor.
Hello, welcome everybody to TV Guidance Counselor. I am Ken Reed, your TV Guidance Counselor, and this is the show where each and every week since February 14th, 2014, I have welcomed an interesting person onto the show to discuss classic television using a TV Guide magazine from my personal collection as the inspiration for our conversation. This week is no different. We use an excellent issue here. My guest is comedian podcaster Matt LeGrande. Matt has a podcast called On God the Pod, I believe, if I'm remembering that correctly. Yes, it's On God the Pod. I forget things and I don't always know them, but On God the Pod, it's very funny. He also has a half-hour comedy special called Missonary that is on YouTube. You should check that out there. I'll put links in the show description here. Follow him on all the socials. Very interesting, funny guy. And I think you'll definitely want to follow and check out his stuff if you haven't already once you hear this episode. I'm telling you now that you will, so you could pause and do all the following now. But if you want to trust but verify, listen to the episode and then you can do it then. Hope everyone's doing all right. World is at this week. Oh boy. If you're in the Northeast, everything looked apocalyptic. We had this like yellow sheen over everything. It was very weird. In my 46 years, I've never seen anything like it. We couldn't go outside because of the air quality, that was something. All kinds of awful things going on in the world. I did catch the World's Strongest Man competition on CBS this morning. That was interesting. Wow. So that some things never change. So that was still going on. Anyway, I'm sure you can find clips online of that kind of thing. But speaking of strong men, I am so good. That was such a good. Yeah, anyway, please sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode of TV Guidance Counselor with my guest, Matt LeGrande.
TV is my friend, and it has been always there for me in time of need.
Live via satellite from Los Angeles, Matt, how are you?
I'm good.
I believe you. That sounded convincing. You had to check in with yourself for a second, but I understand.
No, am I good? I mean, truthfully, am I good? Apparently it was a full moon last night. Everyone is acting insane. I feel very emotionally unregulated. Looking at this TV guide last night made me feel insane.
In a good way or a bad way insane?
I was feeling nostalgic for simpler times.
Yeah.
Also, how cool was it that in the past you had to choose what you watched? Like, you had limited options and you couldn't just watch, like, Lost and Frasier at the same, like, whenever you wanted. You had
on your phone and your TV at once.
I miss it. I mean, I think everyone is always nostalgic for the past, but yeah, god damn.
It is simpler. And so this is one of the newer issues people have picked. So this is February 16th to the 6th to the 12th, 2005. I feel like 2005 is kind of when stuff started to turn a little bit. We're in the throes of reality TV. You're starting to just get streaming. YouTube was like a year old. So yeah, we're still in the time shifting isn't as easy. There's no binging yet. You're still kind of like stuck with, for better or worse, what's on is on.
This was one of the last years of, like, in my mind, I don't want to say the golden age of television, but it was before everything changed forever. Where, I saw a lot of Desperate Housewives in here, and that was, in my mind, sort of the precursor to, like, the Real Housewives.
Yeah. They're like, we're not going to hire writers. We're not going to hire SAG We'll hire writers, but they won't be writing a show. Yeah, it's an interesting time because we still have a lot of scripted television on. Jennifer Garner's on the cover here with Alias. And the reality TV hasn't quite taken over yet. The spectacle and the soaps we're seeing are still scripted. So we got like the OC and Desperate Housewives. We don't yet have The Hills and The Real Housewives where they're like, we don't need to hire actual actors. We'll just do it this way. And did you grow up in Indonesia?
Yeah, I did.
So were you there in 2005?
I was. Yeah.
So did you see any of this stuff?
Believe it or not, they have televisions there.
But were they showing like weird American, like Desperate Housewives and Alias in Indonesia?
So we would often get things. It was so funny. Like we would get things like usually like 6 months behind you guys. But because this was before like internet culture was super heavy, there wouldn't be like a ton of spoilers online. You know, today if you miss like an episode, the next day you can't go on Instagram. Like when I was watching Euphoria this season, God bless. If I missed an episode, I was like, I have to stay off Instagram or I'm going to see someone who died.
Right. I'm sequestered till I see this.
I remember I was really into the show Lost during this time, and that's one of the things that I put down. But there was what I would do, I would torrent episodes from the States because we wouldn't get the season until like 6 months after it came out. So it would take like 14 hours to download an episode, and everyone would come over to my house and we would all watch an episode of Lost together so that we could be caught up with the States.
It was like the Tooth Fairy. Like you put it in when you're going to sleep. By the morning, you have a little gift there as it downloaded all night or something.
Yes. And one time, as the internet goes, we put on the video that I had spent 14 hours downloading, and everyone's crowded around to watch the new episode of Lost. And the opening shot is an old man sucking off another old man.
That is kind of Lost. Someone's lost.
He did not look lost. He knew exactly where he wanted to be.
Do you think that was someone like playing a joke, being like, these fucking guys are going to download Lost and then they're going to get two old guys sucking each other off?
I don't know. You know, that's like a good question. But it was so funny because then it was like, oh, we're fucked. Like I couldn't just click another streaming service to watch it. Everyone was like,
right,
okay, I guess we all just go home now. And
I thought you were going to say, oh, we're fucked. We're all here. Might as well watch it.
Oh man. Well, we already downloaded the thing. We might as well watch the guy finish.
Like you guys came all the way over here. Did they blame you? Were they like, Matt, this is not funny? Or were you able to be like, I had no idea?
I think it was actually my older brother who downloaded that one on accident. And no, everyone was just kind of mortified. And
let's never speak of this again. No one saw anything.
And people were just very much understanding of it. Like, oh, we definitely downloaded the wrong file.
It's happened to me 12, 13 times.
Yeah, I downloaded the right file. I just didn't mean to click that one.
There's private and public files. This is a valuable lesson we've learned.
I don't know. That's an interesting question, though, about the person who uploaded it. Because now, like, if you go on different Reddit threads for stuff, it'll be like, oh, my God, you won't believe what happened to, like, this celebrity. I'm trying to think of a recent thing that happened where I was, like, trying to find a video of it. Or it's like, you know, Beyonce falls at her concert. And it's like, does anyone have the video of that? That happened like 12 years ago. And then on the Reddit, it'll be a link. And like, you'll click the link and it'll be to like some girls only fans. But like, it's such a popular Reddit thread. So that it like forces a bunch of people to get it. I'm sure that girl gets a bunch of followers. Or
It's like a Rickrolling, but involving dicks.
Yes.
Dick rolling. It's dick rolling.
And I don't remember, but maybe there was a blueprint on there, or like a, what is it called? You know, like a they had a link on there or something, so that people would know to go back to. So
if you like this, there's more where it comes from.
Yeah, totally.
So did you pick this issue because this particular year holds all these sort of things you want, you know, dick sucking aside, actual network stuff, or like specifically Alias, or just in general?
Alias was such a formative show for me. I don't know if you've seen Alias.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I went backwards. So I love Fringe, which is like my all-time favorite show.
Fringe?
Fringe. Love it.
What the hell is Fringe?
So Fringe, a lot of stuff in Alias was like demo tapes for what they did with Fringe. So J.J. Abrams, a lot of the people who wrote for Alias did this show Fringe in 2008. And it's basically about a mad scientist at Harvard who in the 60s did all this crazy stuff, lost his mind, and now all his experiments from the 60s, like terrorists are using them. So they need him to like help, like figure out what's going on. And the character, if you remember in Alias, there was a character that David Cronenberg played who was like kind of a crazy scientist who had like a girl and he was smoking pot and was kind of like a weird hippie type guy. That essentially they took that character and made a show about him. And that's it's not an official spinoff, but so that's Fringe. And so I loved Fringe so much, I went back and watched Alias, and I didn't love it because it gets real dumb. But it was interesting.
Okay, Fringe is also J.J. Abrams, though.
Yes, yeah, J.J. Abrams, yeah.
Okay, I've never even heard of Fringe. That's so
great.
funny.
If you liked Alias, it's like it's not totally serious. There's humor, there's great actors, but it's like a more serious Alias, I guess.
Okay. Well, I have to say, it's so funny. I loved Alias, and it was so formative for me, but I stopped after season 3.
That was smart.
So, spoiler, but like at the end of season 2, like you have all these characters that you're super invested in and you love them and the relationship dynamics. And then at the end of season 2, like something happens to Sydney. She gets knocked out or something. And then she wakes up, and I think it's like 5 years later or something. And they do a time jump. And then I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck about this universe anymore. So I tried watching season 3, but all the characters I cared about, the relationships had changed so much that I was over it at that point.
And it got weird. Like, people are changing, like swapping faces with each other. I think it's season 4 where like everyone gets turned into a zombie because of the Rimbaldi thing, and like the world is overrun by zombies, and like
Sydney's shit. So it just totally jumps the shark.
Goes completely off the rails, like insane.
And then I think
crazy.
Season 5 was even cut short. Like I think it only got like 8 episodes or something. This was back when there were 20 episode seasons.
Yeah, it definitely lost the plot. Like it was, even if you can suspend disbelief, like in the first couple seasons, it's fun. You're like, they're spies, whatever. Around season 3 or 4, you're like, oh, come on. Like, it just gets silly.
Oh, God. It gets psycho.
Yeah. And Fringe is like that, but they did it in a smart way, if that makes sense.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out. The other thing that was fun about growing up in Indonesia is there were all these pirated DVD stores. And so you would get an entire season of a show for like $1, and you would have like all the DVDs of it. So we would just go there and buy entire seasons of shows. And so I owned like multiple seasons of different. So I bought like the whole first 2-3 seasons of Alias on DVD.
So you were there as a missionary, right? Or as a Christian missionary?
Yeah.
So even with that, were there like restrictions around what you could watch? Because I could see like even Alias not quite jiving with the hardcore Christianity.
I know it's such an interesting thing because the barometers around what we were and weren't allowed to watch at some point, I think my parents just stopped caring or like got too busy themselves. So like when we were younger, it was more heavily monitored, but also my parents love TV and movies. And at some point they just like, by this time when I was watching Alias, it was probably like 10 or 11. And my siblings and I would just all watch stuff. And I think my parents just weren't in the room. But I think they would be okay with Alias. It doesn't have, the big thing for them was sex. They didn't, like most Christians, they don't care at all about violence.
Of course.
Yeah, they're like, snipe someone in the head. That's awesome.
But I won't have 2 consenting adults.
I'll be goddamned if I see two people consenting to having sex with each other
and
They don't have
enjoying
wedding rings
themselves. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, over my dead body. Did you ever watch any Indonesian stuff when you were there?
on. I hate to say this, but all of the shows were so bad.
Oh, I'm
Like,
yeah.
So there were a lot of soap operas, and I remember watching some, but that was the vibe of most of the TV shows there, like really, really over the top acting and like over dramatized. And honestly, it would probably be so fun to go back and watch some of those shows. And I wonder now, like, there's got to be some really good shows. I haven't been back to Indonesia since I was 17, 15 years ago. But I should look up and see what's going on there, because it's a huge country. It's the fourth largest populated country in the world. There's got to be some really good shows.
Yeah. It could be the next
Potentially.
Korea. It could be the next like Korean drama. It's not all telenovelas.
Right. No, totally.
Because all I know, like I'm a big horror movie guy, and I know like a lot of Indonesian horror movies. Like there's one called Mystics in Bali, and there's a bunch about this. What is it called? A LeYak, I think it's called. And it's like an Indonesian monster. And it's basically a woman whose head comes off at night with all her guts attached. And she flies around and eats babies out of women.
Out of women?
Yeah, like pregnant women sleeping. She'll like eat the babies out. I think it's a LeYak, it's called. And it's
my
like
God.
a specific Indonesian monster.
That is so crazy. That's got to be like a folklore Indonesian myth. Yeah, it's a mythical shape-shifting witch in Balinese folklore. Okay.
But that wasn't coming up any time on TV, I imagine.
I don't think so.
They weren't like a LeYak
I should have
attack
been more
last night.
I should have been more tapped in. That sounds crazy.
Oh, it's nuts. And so Matt's looking at it. I assume there's a picture of like what it looks like. And it's crazy. It's literally like a head with like all the entrails attached and flying around.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's a movie that you watched?
There's a movie called Mystics in Bali that's like it's a horror movie, and the LeYak is in it. But there's actually a ton of movies with that monster in it. Like I can think of at least like 10. Like it's a pretty common.
God.
It's like a vampire, but in Bali you go with the LeYak.
Oh my God. Is this did you like the movie?
It's fun. It's definitely. I had never seen anything like it before.
I'm guessing it's super campy. Like
Oh,
low
yeah.
budget campy.
Yeah, big acting. There's a witch who's like very, theatrical and huge and just strange. It's the other weird thing is I watch a lot of Hong Kong and Chinese cinema, and Indonesia was like their, I don't know even what I would equate it to, like Haiti. If you were like, oh, they have weird magic voodoo there.
Sure.
So there's a ton of Chinese movies where like guys from Hong Kong get curses put on them when they go to Bali and have all kinds of weird shit happen. That's like the sum total knowledge of my experience of Indonesia.
Oh, that's so interesting. Well, Indonesia has thousands of islands, so there's so many different like smaller people groups who would have like, I guess, more regional like beliefs and like all these different folklores that I'm sure are really fascinating.
So
That
there's
sounds
something
fun.
for you to dig into. You could go back to Indonesia, pitch a prestige miniseries about a LeYak.
Oh my God. Totally. Or
biggest thing
an
ever.
American tourist goes to Bali and gets possessed by a LeYak.
Yeah. See, there you go.
A gay couple who bring their surrogate with them.
For one last trip as the thank you for being a surrogate. Like, we're going to go to Bali. It's going to be great.
Oh, yes. Oh my God, this is great. I'm writing that tonight.
Just made $1 million. Before we get to the listings in here, I was kind of just looking at some of the ads. So 2005, I had just moved back to the U.S. from England, and I had been gone for a couple of years. So I was like oddly getting like reaccustomed to America. And
Yeah.
it's funny looking at it because that's what's kind of flooding me at this point. But my favorite thing thus far, just going through, is this Walmart ad for a cell phone. In 2005 doesn't feel that old, like that far ago to me, because I'm like 15, 20 years older than you. But
Yeah.
there's a cell phone ad in here, and it's for like a Nokia 3190 or something, and it is the most ancient looking phone I've ever seen. Like,
What?
oh yeah.
Do you know what page it's on?
It's page 5 of the PDF. it's like this couple, and he gave her something like a present, but she wanted a cell phone instead, and it's like the most ancient.
Oh my god! Wait, I'm looking at it. Oh my god, I had that cell phone.
I think
it's a Nokia
everybody
brick phone. Yeah,
everybody
totally.
had that cell phone. This is like before you could even like text on phones.
So good.
So I was like, oh my god, this is a while ago. But it's an interesting time because there's still like a bunch of shows that I never watched that people love, like 24. And
I loved 24.
It was huge. It was huge in England, and I never watched it. But it was, for whatever reason, I skipped it.
God, 24 season 1. I wonder if it still holds up, but it was so good.
The premise is cool, but did they follow the premise the whole time that it was like? Because it was supposed to be in real time, right? Because they're like, there's 24 episodes in a season, which to people younger than us will sound crazy. So each episode is like 1 hour in this day.
Yeah, it's a counter-terrorist unit. Jack Bauer, played by Kiefer Sutherland, is the head of the CTU, counter-terrorist unit, and he always has some insane mission. And season 1, his wife and daughter are kidnapped in the pilot episode while he's dealing with a terrorist attack. So he's dealing with like personal drama that's also, I believe his wife and daughter are kidnapped because they're holding them ransom because of the terrorist attack.
So I forget how many seasons it ran for. It was like 10. But in theory, that's like a week and a half of time. Over a 10-year period.
Yeah. Totally. And, each season would be like 2 years later or 4 years later.
Right.
And they would just pick a random day. It's, I guess, The Pit. I don't know if you watched that show.
I've haven't seen it, but I've heard that it's great.
The Pit is the same way. The whole season takes place in one day, but it's a shift. So it's someone's 10-hour shift, or I think it's 14 episodes. It's a 14-hour shift.
Oh, that would make sense. I love like a real time conceit is really, even just as like a writer, like trying to figure out how to tell a story in real time in that time without any like wasted time, but not feeling too much of a contrivance. Like that seems really difficult.
Yeah. I'm just thinking back to 24 where truly like it was an hour-long episode and it takes a place for an hour in the world of the show as well. So then when you would go to commercial breaks and it would be like dun 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 dun, and you were like on minute 44, when it would come back to the episode it would be like minute 49, and they would include the amount of time that was taken out during the commercials.
Would they address what they were doing in that time, or they were just like, we're just gonna wait till you come back?
I assume everyone in that show was shitting and eating food during that time. Or there would be like a small jump that would take place.
We don't see a lot of shitting in TV shows.
I always wondered that too, like the Star Wars universe. I'm like, where are they going to the bathroom?
Yeah,
I never got to see it.
Floating in space.
Yeah, I never got to see a toilet in Star Wars. That was one of the big questions I had when I was a kid. Where the hell is Luke Skywalker taking a shit?
I guarantee you, somewhere on the internet, someone has written exhaustive fan fiction just about shit in the Star Wars universe. Like,
oh my god!
There's probably diagrams. Right. There's probably
Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I always figured he had like a cloaca, like a bird. Like he didn't shit. It was just like one, like a shit and pee, the same thing, only one hole.
Oh yeah, that's
like a snake.
Smart. And I assume one of his goblins is consuming it.
Yeah, like that. It's like a parasite. That's why it's hanging around him. I think we just nailed it.
Wait, speaking of ads, did you see, this is so psycho, the most lifelike preemie doll ever?
Yeah. So TV Guide always had ads for like porcelain dolls and stuff, but this is so much further than that.
Oh my god. I was disturbed and trying to figure out what I was looking at for so long. But yeah, it has a premature baby, and it's 5 payments of $29.99, and the description says, "So truly real, you'll be totally amazed at the tiniest details. Grace's real touch, you'll be totally realistic folds and creases, and she even wears a hospital bracelet around her ankle because she's a premature baby."
It looks gross, like gross. it really does look like a real baby, but like a preemie looks kind of fucked up. Like it doesn't look healthy, right? So it's vinyl skin and hand applied hair and a pink cap and tiny disposable diaper. So, you know, you could, it's bizarre. And yeah, it's $129. This is horrible. Also, it's hilarious that they call it a truly real doll because in 2005, those real doll sex dolls were also out. So I imagine this company was like, no, we're the truly real dolls. We're not the real dolls.
And it says strictly on it, do not play with this doll. This is a collectible.
Yeah, it is not a toy. She's a fine collectible to be enjoyed by the adult collector.
Oh my god, this is just sitting in some old woman's cabinet behind like a glass case. You should do a whole deep dive on the community of people who bought these.
There's a whole community of people who buy these dolls called like Reborn or Just Born. Have you ever read about them?
No.
It's basically like this, but they're not preemies. And it's usually people who've like lost a kid. And so they buy these like super realistic babies and just like hang out with it. Like it's sad and weird.
I know. My horrible mind is like their next collection is like a stillbirth baby.
A posting.
Oh my god. Yeah. Abortion surviving fetus. You have to get this for $300.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had that. So like, yeah, I think a lot of this is like people who've lost a kid. I occasionally see those. They're either called like Reborn or Just Born, but sometimes they'll be on like Facebook Marketplace and people will be selling them, which is extra weird. Like a secondhand one is even stranger.
Oh my god, a secondhand one.
Because I feel like a lot of the stuff they sell on TV Guide are like collector plates or like, you know, Star Trek chess set or whatever. And I see those a lot in thrift stores. I feel like if you tried to donate this preemie to a thrift store, they'd be like, get the fuck out of here. They would not accept this. I think, right?
I think they'd accept it for sure.
Oh man, that's a good video. We'd see if we get one of these and place bets. See if a thrift store will accept this doll. I mean, it's $129. I bet you they're on eBay right now for $10-12, which seems. I don't want to search because I don't want it suggesting these to me going forward. But it's got to be somewhere around there.
Oh my god. Oh my god, yeah, I'm on eBay right now. There is a realistic newborn preemie baby doll for $25.
Yeah, see, there you go.
There's a ton of them.
I bet it's like, yeah, and if you look, I think it's Just Born doll or something. And they have like, people get like custom ones. Like, they got names. It's like taking Cabbage Patch Kids really seriously.
Right. What are you doing with this? But I guess whatever, you collect it. People collect.
People collect it. People deal with grief in different ways.
Oof.
Yeah. Slightly less disturbing. There's a great article in here about The Surreal Life, which I did watch and loved. And this is the cast where Peter Brady was on it, and he met Adrian, what's her name, the model from Next Top Model, and they got married. Mini-Me was on it, Brigitte Nielsen. Like, it was a really weird cast. And so there's this picture of Chris Knight, like shirtless, dressed like a genie, I think. It's something.
Oh my god, that is so... I never watched The Surreal Life or The Real Life. But that was really the intro to reality TV, right?
Yeah. And it was still high concept. Like, it's funny, think about it now, where it's like, you know, now it's just like, it's people work on a boat. But like, this was like, we're going to get all these celebrities from the 70s and 80s, and they live in a house together, and they have to do stuff like compete in games. Like, it was very over-engineered, and now it's just like, you know, these ladies are married and live in the same street. It's really low concept now. But one of them I forgot about was Tommy Lee goes to college. He's a high school dropout, so they enrolled him in the University of Nebraska, where he lived in the dorms, joined the marching band, and scared the bejesus out of the greater Lincoln area.
This is a real show.
Yes, this was a real show.
But it's like Tommy Lee's playing himself.
Yes, it was a reality show on NBC, no less. This wasn't like a VH1 show.
Oh,
Tommy
on
Lee.
NBC?
Yes, Tommy Lee went back to college. I don't remember that, but it's kind of amazing. Like,
incredible.
Bonkers.
That would be such a fun rewatch.
I wonder if it would be. I go hot and cold on him. I think I'm now decided I dislike him. I feel like he's a bad guy.
Tommy Lee?
Yeah.
I know because I have friends. One of my friends was involved in the reselling of his sex tape.
Oh.
And they were totally in on the whole thing.
Of course,
the whole
yeah.
narrative around it being stolen is completely fictitious.
I wonder
and they both made a ton of money.
So they both were in on it. Because I know I'm like guaranteed he was. I was iffy on if she was involved.
He says that she was aware of it.
Although he would say that, wouldn't he?
Right. I wonder how much direct contact he had with her, and maybe her arm was kind of twisted in it.
Yeah, like they're gonna put it out anyway. I might as well agree and make some money off it rather than.
I think it was probably more of that situation for her, whereas for him, he's like, I got a big dick. I'm gonna make $60 million off this.
See my big dick and me screwing this really hot lady. Oh no.
Yeah.
A friend of mine who I had on the show before, Bobby Brown, not the Bobby Brown that's featured here, but the model Bobby Brown, who was in the Cherry Pie video, the Warrant Cherry Pie video. She was engaged to Tommy Lee, and he dumped her and married Pamela Anderson 2 days later.
Whoa. Oh boy.
2 days later.
Poor girl.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm guessing that wasn't a one-off. I'm guessing this guy probably wasn't a great guy. But
I've never met him in person. I can't speak to it.
I met him briefly. He around 2000. He had what was that band? He had like a rap rock band called Methods of Madness, and they had a terrible song called Get Naked. And he was like the singer in it, and he came to this radio station I was working on to promote it, and whatever, he was like doing his whole Tommy Lee thing. But yeah, before we get to the listings here, there's a thing about technology, and it has an LG video phone with more than 300 clips updated daily, made especially for this phone. So it's like a huge deal. You can watch little clips on this phone.
Whoa. Which page is that on?
This is page 13. So it's a $199 phone, and for $15 a month on top of the usual Verizon plan, subscribers get unlimited access to clips as well as unlimited web browsing using the built-in micro browser.
Whoa, how exciting.
State of the art.
Oh my god. I mean, we could not tell people what they were about to be in for. No one would believe it.
No.
Truly, the technology we have today is Star Wars.
We live in the future. Yeah, we all have tricorders, basically. It's insane. Then there's the article in here about Jennifer Garner, who I love, by the way. I will say, Jennifer Garner can do no wrong. I just feel like she seems like a sweet person. I always enjoy her. She seems funny.
She seems great. I don't feel like she's ever had a single piece of negative media tabloids. Despite the people that she's been in relationships with, she's always just come across as America's sweetheart, but genuinely such a good person.
Right. Now that you say it, yeah, somehow not coming off always a victim either. It was that guy's an asshole. She's great. It's always
no, totally. It wasn't I can't believe he hurt her. Why would he do that to her? It's always just been oh, I guess the guy she was dating was trash.
What a real piece of shit.
And she's an amazing woman. And I think that's what was so fun about Alias was that I feel like that role is maybe comparable to what's her name, Tatiana Maslany in Orphan Black.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because Jennifer Gardner was playing she would always have different wigs on because she would have different assignments and she would have different accents depending on where she was because she was a secret agent, and then she was kicking ass. Yeah. And if you look at the roles she's taken after that, I mean, she was in Elektra,
Yep. 13 Going on 30 was a big one, which was a comedy role.
but everything since then, she's never really, I feel like she hasn't taken on any action roles, but that was a big thing that like popped her off, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas now she's very much pigeonholed as being sort of a sweet American mom.
Yeah. She actually, both her and Tatiana, I met at stand-up shows I was doing for.
Oh, really?
Both could, yeah, it was. So when Jennifer Garner was married to Ben Affleck, I used to host a show in Cambridge, Mass, and they lived there, and they randomly came to the show one week. And
fun!
It was like a Thursday night. There was like 12 people there, and them, and she is teeny tiny, and was all dressed down like baseball hat, glasses, but was like still stunning, like, and could not have been nicer, like absolute sweetheart. Affleck was kind of, whatever. He was nice enough. And then Tatiana, is it Manzali? Manzali?
I want to say Maslany. I'm not sure.
I was, James Adomian and Tony Tomiak were doing a Trump versus Bernie fake like tour, and I was the moderator for a bunch of shows, and she came to a couple of them. Weirdly, along with Mark Hamill. They weren't together, but they both were there. It was very weird.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's super into it.
I bet they were like Bernie bros. I don't know her personally, but I have many mutual friends with her, and everyone just raves about how sweet she is as a person. And she's funny. She's just around Silver Lake, goes to like coffee shops around here and dance classes, and it's just like a really great, everyone, like, she has such a good reputation being a really sweet person.
Seems to be the case, yeah. And I loved She-Hulk. People hated it, but I thought she was great in it. Then, because we're in February, they have the top TV's 20 hottest kisses of all time. I don't know if you
saw that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how I would. I feel
what page
neutral.
Is that on?
It's on page 24.
Okay.
So their number one is Ross and Rachel and Friends in 95.
I hated that so much.
They had no chemistry at all.
No. Ross is asexual.
Yes.
That was propaganda that we were forced to believe that he would like be with a woman like that. That never happened.
No, he did. Father Ralph and Meggie from the Thornbirds. This predates me, but I remember like this was like what got Housewives hot in 1983. It was like a forbidden romance between this priest and this woman. We're all like, ooh.
Oh yes.
So okay.
Do we have? I'm trying to swipe through to see if there's a single person of color in these hottest kisses.
Oh, I don't see any. Let's see.
Yeah,
Carol
I
and
don't think
Dougie so. No. Oh yeah, there is. Captain Kirk and Lieutenant Uhura on Star Trek, which was, I believe, the first interracial kiss ever on American television.
Really? In 1968?
1968. But they had to write it so that they were both, like, either possessed or they were under the influence of some kind of alien.
No.
Yeah, they couldn't just do a straight, like, yeah, they're kissing, who cares?
That's so funny. You didn't watch Lost, but Kate and Sawyer finally making out in Lost, I believe it was season 2, was so hot.
Okay.
And they both are like sex machines.
They probably
like you believe
stank.
that they were truly horny for each other. Well, they hopped in a waterfall before they made out. They took their clothes off. So I think they got a good shower in a natural spring without pollution. So maybe they were cleaner than both of us.
It's a magic island too. Maybe it's just it didn't work there. Because in the picture, and I think it's just the way it's printed, he looks like bloody.
Oh.
I don't know if that's the case in the episode or if it's just the way that... I mean, she's got some scratches and stuff, but he looks like he's got an ear injury.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm trying to think. I know the waterfall makeout thing, maybe that was later. This was probably their first kiss, and it was probably after something tumultuous happened on the island. Maybe he killed a boar or something. Brought
together by the thrill of it. Yeah, because, I mean... This might just be me at my advanced age, but if my ears are bleeding, if I have an ear injury, totally not going to be horny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a me thing. If there's blood pouring down my face, I'm not going to be in the mood to make out.
Not into it. Some people, it might be the opposite. But for me, call me crazy. Not my thing. No, LeYak might be into it. I don't know. I
Yeah,
never asked him.
for sure.
So let's dive in here. Sunday, after May God Bless You, Little Grace, the preemie doll ever, what are you watching?
Okay, Sunday, this is fun. I have America's Funniest Home Videos. This is pre-TikTok, but I mean, America's Funniest Home Videos was so great. Like, I couldn't, this is literally what we just like scroll through on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's so sick though. Like, one of my first jobs in LA, I was working at like a media company, and like, you don't realize this, but when these people were submitting their videos, like, they have a chance of being the funniest video, and at the end of the season, one video wins $100,000, which after taxes is $50,000. But all these people, just by submitting your video, you lose all the rights to that content.
Yep.
So it was such a gross process when I worked at this company, because we'd be hounding like 12-year-olds who posted videos online and be like, hey, would you like to send this in for like America's Funniest Home Videos? And all these people would say yes. And in the contract, it's literally like, you lose all rights, any privileges. And if this video goes viral, like, we get all the money from it.
Yeah. And now they have this giant library of funny clips that they can license to whatever they want, whenever, without paying it. But funny show. And I love Tom Bergeron.
It was fun. It was fun. Before knowing how disgusting reality TV is and all the nuances behind it, it was a good show. I was laughing.
Yeah, I've laughed. Some of the hardest times I've laughed have been at America's Funniest Home videos.
And that's all we had. We didn't have TikTok or Instagram reels to keep us going.
Yeah.
You know, we had to like wait for late night TV to like watch an overweight person like trip on the sidewalk.
And I should mention, this Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday, which shows, I think, probably how much either of us care about football that we're just mentioning it now.
Oh, I skipped over that so hard.
Yeah. Not my thing.
I was like, I'm absolutely not watching that.
The Puppy Bowl is on, though. This was apparently the first year of the Puppy Bowl.
Oh, fun.
With a cute little puppy. I totally would have watched that.
I also have True Hollywood Story. I loved watching those.
Yeah.
I guess the one that was on Sunday night was about Mary Kay Letourneau.
Oh.
Which is, if you've seen that movie, May December, with
she
Julianne
slept with
Moore
her
and Natalie
student or
Portman.
something? Was it that one?
It's a real story. Yeah, she was like 28 or something, and she slept with a 12-year-old student of hers, and he got her pregnant. And she went to prison for 7 years. And then when she got out of prison, they got married and had another kid.
So
they stayed married for like decades. Yeah.
Oh my God, 12.
Like she got convicted of what is it? Statutory
rape, yeah.
And then they end up still getting married. And this kid is so young.
Oh my God. Like, that kid was not allowed to have a life. He had 12 years of childhood, and then that's it. Like,
yeah, and then 7 years of probably, I think there was they couldn't speak to each other. He wasn't allowed to send her letters or anything like that, which I'm sure they found a way around it. But I guess just from 12 to 19, he was just like waiting around for her to get out. And then by that time, he was an adult.
That's like
so
Stockholm
crazy.
Syndrome. Like, that's just so fucked up.
Oh my God. And it was a whole debate, I think, in the media too, because like, I think it was the first public trial where people were like, oh, women can also be predators.
Yeah. Yeah, because normally it would be like 12 years old and you're hitting that. All right, dude. Like, I think that was the plot of like,
they're like brat
50 comedies in the 80s.
I know. There's that like really viral video of that Disney movie Blank Check.
Oh yeah, my friend Karen Duffy is in it. She's the lead female.
Oh, is she the woman who kisses the boy?
Yeah.
He's like 10 years old, and she's like, hit me up in 5 years, and we're like, wait, you'll still be 15.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I've talked to her about that. Karen's the best. Like, she used to be a VJ on MTV. Actually, she used to date George Clooney. She was dating Clooney at the time she made that movie. But she's like a dude, like, helps people who are dying. Like, at her house, just picture her and the Pope like hanging out. It's just,
oh my God,
she's the best. Does a ton of charity work. She went to high school with James Gandolfini. He was in the football team, and she was a cheerleader.
No way.
Yeah, super weird.
Wow.
Yeah, but she's great. But yeah, it was the only time she acted, and she was like, because she was a big MTV VJ and a model, and they were like, we're gonna put you in this movie, and she was like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
I loved that movie as a kid. It was such a fun premise. A little kid gets a chick and he writes himself a check for $1 million.
From a criminal,
And then-
so no one's going to care. Like, he's stealing money from a crook, so no big deal.
Also, it was so funny because he got a check for $1 million, and with that, he buys like a mansion that is like
A castle.
definitely worth right, which would have been like $20 million.
Yeah.
And he still like is able to hire butler. It was like was not a proper distribution of $1 million.
I don't think they
that
did
money
the
would have run
research.
out so quickly.
Yeah, I don't think they did. They didn't really sit down and do an actual budget.
No, they did not.
It'd be funny if you remade that now. The kid writes himself a check for $1 million, and then he ends up buying like 2 things, and that's the end of the movie. He's like, "Oh,
I know.
I got a
It's
car."
like a really, really boring. Yeah. No, he like pays off his student loans.
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
For most
He
of
gets
them.
And his Los Angeles parking tickets.
Guys, I lowered the principal down 41% with this $1 million.
Yeah.
It's great.
Totally.
Anything else on Sunday, or are we on to Monday?
Sunday I also had the show Totally Spies.
I don't
know if you watched this.
I remember the
It was
name, but I never watched it.
It was a cartoon that was kind of in the vein of like Charlie's Angels. And it was 3 like ditzy sort of sorority girls who are spies.
Was it Nickelodeon?
I think it was Disney.
Okay.
And I know one of the writers of it. It was written by 2 gay guys, and it's such a fun show. It was a really fun animated show.
It sounds fun. There was a weird early 2000s. There was this sort of obsession with a Charlie's Angels like format. So obviously you have the movies, but Pam Anderson had a show called VIP that was like basically Charlie's. Like it was a few different things at this time for whatever reason.
Alias 2, just like
Yeah.
hot girls kicking ass.
Yeah, hot girls being spies. I wonder if it was because like maybe people who grew up watching Charlie's Angels were making television then, or I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Also, like, what's his name? Joss Whedon had that show. Was it called Dark Angel with Jessica Alba?
Yeah, Dark Angel. Yeah, it was produced by James Cameron, and that was in like a weird post-apocalyptic future. Jessica Alba had like it was like cat DNA or something. She had like some kind of superpowers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I never watched it.
It was. I loved Jessica. Had a huge thing for Jessica Alba, so I think.
Oh my god, everyone did.
Yeah.
She was like the
Stunning.
hottest thing on earth.
I think I was like 19 or 20, so I definitely watched that every week. But I was kind of
Still is like has not.
looks
I've
the
seen her in
same.
person. She has not aged at all.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
she looks exactly the same, and also seems like a sweetheart. Like another person I've never heard anything really bad about.
Yeah, I've only heard great things about her.
But that show was not great. That's probably the worst I can say is that show. She was fine, and if the show itself, not so good. But yeah, Dollhouse, that was the other Joss Whedon one with Eliza Dushku in it as like a.
Oh yeah.
There was like a few things in that sort of genre between like the first half of the 2000s.
Yes.
And then they got sick of it. People were like, we don't want to see women do this anymore.
Yeah.
Monday, what do you got?
Monday, I have the movie Duplex.
I don't know.
I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Is it Ben Stiller?
Ben Stiller and Drew Barrymore, and they're in a duplex, and their upstairs neighbor is this old woman who is determined to ruin their lives.
Okay.
I think it has I watched it when I was a kid, and I loved it. I mean, I want to say I was like 10 years old. But I don't think it got good reviews.
No.
But I remember there's just like a devastating scene where like Ben Stiller's a writer, and he like finally finishes his book, and then like some catastrophic event that's sort of orchestrated from the lady upstairs, like his laptop gets thrown into the middle of the street and gets run over by a car, and his book is just destroyed.
Presumably then murders the old woman with his bare hands.
I don't know. I think that I believe the ending of the movie is just them deciding to move out, and they're just like beaten to a pulp.
I guess that's better than like I assumed the ending would be like it turns out she's just lonely and then they become friends and it's like her surrogate grandma. But no, it's just they're like forget it, we're moving out.
I'm trying to remember. I think there was like a plot twist at the end where you learn like, oh, she has done this forever, and it's an agreement that she has with like the landlord.
Gotcha.
Because if they can kick people out, they can get more people in for more money.
Oh, and it's about capitalism too, and it's
I believe
layers
so.
in this movie.
I'd have to rewatch it. And then also in a really fun turn of events, I have a documentary called The Origin of AIDS.
Oh, interesting.
I'm just thinking what I would have wanted to watch. That seems like something that would have been interesting.
It's about that same woman in Duplex. It was her.
Yes.
The whole time.
No, but it would be funny to watch an early 2000s depiction of what they thought the origin of AIDS was. I'm sure it was probably very homophobic.
It was a little more understanding by that point because we had like, and the band Played On had come out. Okay. There was a few different sort of things. It was after the the AIDS quilt, and like people were a lot more like there was a lot more science involved. I think we were far enough away from the Reagans that it would cover, I'll put it this way, around 2005 I assume it would show footage of the news calling it the gay cancer, and everyone watching it would be horrified. It was like that level of like, oh, that was fucked up. So it would be that kind of thing. Although now I'm curious too, because they still kind of don't even know. There's like theories, but I don't even think I've read like a definitive here's where it came from.
I know. I believe it. Like I think people assume it was a monkey, and someone either ate the monkey or had sex with the monkey.
Or both. And I don't know which order is worse, but like the bushmeat thing, because they know like the patient zero, but like I don't really know where that came from, which is kind of weird now that we're 50 years later.
Yeah. They probably, they should. I'm sure there's updated documentaries on that.
Yeah. There's a thing on Monday night too on Lifetime called More Sex in the Single Mom. This time she wants it all.
Saw that. That's a movie, right?
Yeah. It's a sequel to.
And who's the...
Gail O'Grady is the mom.
Okay. Was there another more prominent actress in it?
Grant Show, Gail O'Grady, maybe the girl who plays the daughter looks familiar. A follow-up to 2003's Sex and the Single Mom picks up 3 years later after aspiring attorney Jess has given birth to a baby boy out of wedlock. She's still an aspiring attorney? That sounds sad. I mean, it takes a while to get that, but it's not that hard.
Girl, get it together.
But that is a great title, I guess, for something that sounds
Sex and the Single Mom.
A little bit boring.
I'm watching it.
It'd be bad if that was the name of the story about the Mary Laterna.
Oh, God. Right. The woman who's having sex with the 12-year-old.
Yeah, they're like, we got a great title for this. It's great. Anything else on Monday?
I just had 24 on there. I would be tuning into 24.
Am I remembering this right? Like there were times when 24 was on like multiple times in a week? Like sometimes it would be on like 3 days that week? I might be wrong.
Yeah, I believe so. But again, I was in Indonesia, and we'd have to wait for the whole season to come out. But then that was great because we could, in theory, binge it all.
So you were an innovator in binging.
Yes. I was ahead of the binging culture.
Indonesia, bringing the binge. Tuesday, what are you doing?
Tuesday, I haven't seen either of these movies, but I put in Cabin Fever and Pet Sematary. Is Cabin Fever Eli Roth?
Yes, it's Eli Roth's first movie. My good friend Jordan Ladd is in it. It's probably his best movie. It's his first movie. He was David Lynch's assistant when he made this movie.
Really?
Yep. In 2003. He's from Newton, Mass. I saw a screening of it at the Boston Film Festival that he was at doing a talk and stuff in 2003 and really liked it. It's gross. It's super gross.
Right. Yeah, it's disgusting, right?
Yeah.
I need to watch it. I never have.
It's fun.
But I imagine myself being, like 12 years old and wanting to watch a horror movie. That'll be fun. Tuesday night, why not?
Yeah, it's a fun teenage horror movie. It's basically like about a flesh-eating virus that everyone in this cabin gets. And my friend Jordan is one of the leads in it. And one of the key images of this movie is basically her with no skin on her face. And she'll do
Yeah.
horror conventions now, and people are like, check this tattoo out I have of you with no skin on your face, which is just
Oh my
bizarre. Like, I can't imagine what that's like. And you've never seen Pet Sematary?
No, I watched the remake, unfortunately,
Oh, yeah.
which I didn't love.
It's not great.
I know obviously because I watched the remake. Yeah, I did. Oh my God, I dressed up one year for Halloween as the guy from Pet Sematary.
Oh, Pankow with the head injury?
Yeah, I was dating a VFX artist at the time, and he did an incredible job.
Oh, wow. Are
look
you a big
insane.
horror guy?
I love horror movies now, and Scream was the first horror movie I ever watched, which is kind of a funny horror movie because it's so meta.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a good introduction.
But it was terrifying to me at the time.
It is scary. There's still scary stuff, but you also got like a cliff notes of like 3 decades of horror watching it. So it's a good value for money.
Totally. That totally drew me in. And now I love horror movies. It's like my favorite. Well, but I love horror movies that have like a funny aspect to them, that have humor in them.
So like Evil Dead, but not like Pet Sematary is not humorous. Like that is just grim, horrifying. The book is one of the most depressing things I've ever read. It's very good, but man, it is grim. Like you don't feel.
Was that his
good.
first book?
No, it was his 12th or 13th. He wrote it in 84, 85. His first book released was Carrie. He had written 2 books before that hadn't come out that he released later under a pen name. One of which is out of print, and he's said it will never be back in print again because it's about a kid. It's called Rage, and it's about a kid who goes into school with a shotgun and kills a bunch of people. He wrote it in like 1970. But one of the other books he wrote under that assumed name was The Running Man.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's Stephen King.
Okay.
Which is great. So yeah, it's Pet Sematary was sort of mid-career Stephen King when he had kids, and that like horror of seeing your kid die, and just not being able to let people go. And it's really interesting, smart book, but it is like you read it and you feel like you went through some shit. Like it's that kind of book, and the movie's pretty accurate to the book. Yeah, very, very grim. Not a fun one. Not a fun one.
Wednesday, I put Sports Illustrated swimsuit model search.
I would have watched that.
This you definitely would have. This is so funny because I would have watched this from like such a just from a gay man's perspective, and I would have loved it. Like I used to watch America's Next Top Model, but I just like really loved watching like these beautiful women, and like I'm like cheering for them with like no sexual interest at all. I would be like, oh my God, she's so pretty and she's doing so well.
This is so
or
good.
being like, oh, don't really love that look, girl. Like put some work into it, you know?
I weirdly, as a straight man, would watch this with sort of a similar outlook, but also being like, these girls are hot. But I watched like MTV's House of Style, I loved, and I loved Todd Oldham, and I loved like, it just seemed cool and really hot women. It was like a bonus.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, what else did I have on Wednesday? That's So Raven. Which I didn't know. I'm sure you've seen That's So Raven.
I haven't,
you?
but I know of it. It was Disney, right? It was Raven Simone.
Yeah, and it was a groundbreaking show for Disney. I think it was the first time that they had like a black female lead of the show.
Oh, yeah.
But then also every Disney show at that time only got 2 seasons, and then they were done. And That's So Raven, I think, had 4, which is so funny because it was at such a pivotal time in my childhood where like these shows, like I think Lizzie McGuire,
I think was only like 3 seasons, maybe.
No, it only had 2 seasons.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And for me, it felt like that show was on for 10 years, but it's because like when you're a kid, it feels like that long.
But they probably also ran those 2 seasons for 10 years because Nickelodeon definitely did that, where they would just keep. But it's funny because I used to work at Cartoon Network, and the philosophy there was, and I believe this is probably the same reason Disney and Nickelodeon only lasted 2 seasons to maybe 4, was it doesn't matter how big a hit a show is. it has a kids show with live action, especially has a shelf life of 4 years because the audience ages out, and the new kids coming up will now see it as an old show for that the older kids liked and is old and boring, and the kids who did watch it are too old for it now. So they're like, there's no point in making more than that because you don't have the audience on both ends. Was the idea.
Right. Totally. Well, it's funny too. I was just looking at Lizzie McGuire. So it has like a total of around 60 episodes.
Yeah.
Which is, or more. It has 65 episodes in 2 seasons. Which is funny because like a show like Veep, which had 6 seasons, probably had less episodes than that.
Yeah, because they use the UK
probably 9
model,
episodes a season.
like 7 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. 65 is a magic. Do you know why they did 65? What the number was at the time?
No.
So 65 was the magic number to have a kids show, what they would call a strip show, meaning it could air Monday through Friday every day, and you could air the entire 65 episodes twice in a year. So that was like the magic number to have a syndicated show on 5 days a week was 65. So if you look back at cartoons like G.I. Joe and Transformers and all those like afternoon cartoons, they're all 65 episodes a season for that reason.
What about like, oh my God, okay, I was thinking of like Rocko's Modern Life, which I grew up watching.
I love that show.
Did you work on that show at all, or were you there during that time?
No, but Nickelodeon changed the game completely with Nicktoons. So the second wave Nicktoons were for, I think, Rocco, Hey Arnold, and Real Monsters, I think were the second wave. The first one being Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy. Nobody did cartoons like that before that, where you could have a small number of episodes. They could look really weird and unique. Like if you look at kids' cartoons before that, they would have like a house style. They all kind of look the same. They would do 65 episodes. These were like much more approaching it like a sort of like an adult series or like a real show.
Okay.
And Rocco's great at that show. So that's probably my favorite of the Nicktoons shows, I think, that like holds up the best.
It was really fun.
It's fun and sweet and weird.
Yeah, really balls to the wall wacko.
Yeah, but not gross for gross sake like Ren and Stimpy was, where you're like, all right, guys, I get it. Like... I
know, I wasn't that into that. Also, Real Monsters, I wasn't a huge fan of either.
Yeah, it was a similar thing where you're like, oh, yeah, armpits. Like, it was just like... They leaned too much into the gross out stuff, which I'm like, I guess kids like, but like, I want a story here, guys. Come on. Right. Some characters. I will say to this day, absolutely in love with Hilary Duff. Huge Hilary Duff fan.
Oh my God, she is. I always say that she's like the only child star who never had a bad period in her life.
No.
There was never a controversial period with her at all. She somehow like seemed to stay in the spotlight and
knew when to walk away and do like a real person stuff and then come back like.
Yeah, lived her life. And then if you listen to her on podcasts, she's just like the most normal person.
I don't mean to brag. I am pulling out my... I did get her to send me this. Where is it? I have an autographed copy of her latest album.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's... here it is. Where's the autograph?
Oh my God,
here it
is.
is.
So fun.
Yeah. There. Hilary Duff autograph.
Oh, she's great. She is like untouchable. We have to protect her at all costs.
Funny, like down to earth, like self-deprecating, like super talented. Yeah, she's great. Like it's
so sweet. Yeah. Seems like the best person to have at a dinner party.
Yeah,
would genuinely just be so sweet to everyone.
Yeah, and also, but not be like a press. Like seems like she's also cool. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. And it is so in the podcast, it's so funny. She's just so self-aware of her shelf life of fame, where she's like, I'm aware that like I peaked at Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah.
Like that's what I will forever be known as. And she's like, yeah, that's great. Like I have a life and I have kids that I enjoy and a family that I like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's just doing her thing.
And I just felt like doing another record again, and it's really good.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, she's great. Where are we? Thursday,
I have Final Destination 2.
Okay.
I love the Final Destination movies. Final Destination 2, I think, is the most depressing of all of them and probably my least favorite in the series.
Yeah.
But I love Ali Larder. And did you watch the show Heroes that she was in?
Yes. Yep.
I love her.
She's great in everything. Like, she's just super likable. Kind of like Hilary Duff almost. Like, is she doing much now, Ali Larder? Is she in anything?
I think she's in the show Landman.
Okay.
Which is a very prestigious show. She's in that with Demi Moore and Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm glad that she's working.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, she's working. And, she'll forever be iconic from stuff like Legally Blonde.
Yep.
And,
Final Destination.
Totally.
I couldn't watch the last Final Destination because of I don't know if you saw the last one with Tony Todd. Tony Todd, like, basically almost dead in it because he had cancer. And they give they let him do this speech. And it's a great speech, but it's clearly it's like him talking about his own imminent death. And he's such a big guy and a big presence and stuff. He's like skeletal, rail thin, looks really sick, and it's shocking, and not in like a horror movie way, and like it's kind of like, it was his idea, I believe, and he wanted to do it, but even then, just watching it feels like really, something about it feels really gross. Like, you shouldn't be seeing it. Like, it feels
I'm sure their intention was they wanted to honor him.
Sure.
And he was like such a big part of the legacy of the movies, but that one, honestly, other than the Final Destination, which was so bad, I don't know if you remember that. I didn't like. It's the one where I'm trying to remember what the big incident is, but there's a moment where, I think it was the first one they did in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
It was when everything was trying to do 3D. Final Destination 3 is, in my opinion, the best one in the series. Have you seen that one?
I saw it when
roller coaster one
came out, but I don't remember. I should go back and rewatch it.
Who's the girl in it? She's so great. I love her. And Elizabeth. She's married to Ewan McGregor. And she was in, what's her name? Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh yeah, she's great. She's really great.
I love her. Also, Final Destination 3 nails the like Scream satire aspect. It's very funny as well. So they brought in a lot of that.
It's a tough tightrope, because for a horror movie to be funny but still be scary and feel like there's real stakes is really hard, because if you lean too much into the comedy, like, no one feels like they're in danger.
Oh, sure. I think it's I don't know. I think it elevates everything. It's so much harder to do, but I think it elevates everything when you're able to do it well.
Yeah.
Because it makes you really gain empathy for characters if you're able to laugh with them. So then when they're killed, you really feel it so much stronger. Just the contrast of it.
If people at home are playing TV Guidance Counselor Bingo, I'm going to bring up Dance Macabre. Have you ever read Stephen King's Dance Macabre?
No.
It's a nonfiction book he wrote in the early 80s when he was teaching a college course on horror fiction. And it's really smart and really easy to read, and funny and autobiographical, but it basically breaks down the mechanics of horror. And I always recommend it to people who want to write comedy, because the mechanics are exactly the same. And it's just different punchline. And for whatever reason, I find it makes more sense when they read it in the context of horror. So like in this book, he brings up the clown at midnight theory, which is all about context. So he's like, in putting aside that people are afraid of clowns, he's like, a clown at the circus is funny. A clown at midnight on your front lawn is terrifying. Right? So he's like, there's no difference. Same clown. It's just context now makes it scary. But the inverse is true. Like, a monster on your front lawn at midnight is scary. But if a monster's in a circus and people are like throwing pies in its face and stuff, it's funny now, because the context.
Yeah.
So it's really great. It's a great read. It's a quick read. I try to reread it every couple of years, because it's just like a really good book about writing. But the two things are so intrinsically linked that, yeah, I think they go together perfectly when someone's smart enough to be able to do it.
Totally. Did you watch Leviticus?
No. Good?
It's a new horror movie. I think it's well made. It's zero comedy in it at all. And there's so much opportunity for comedy in it that I think would have been so funny.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very heavy-handed metaphor about kids who go through conversion therapy and get possessed by a demon. And now, like, the thing that kills them is whatever they're most attracted to.
Okay.
So it's a gay guy who goes through conversion therapy, and then like he keeps seeing the guy that he was hooking up with, but it's not actually him. It's like a demon
who's just like torturing him and is going to be his undoing eventually, kind of thing.
Yeah, is like trying to kill him. And it's a very, very heavy-handed metaphor. But to the outside world, they can't see the guy attacking him, so it just looks like he's killing himself.
Right, like he's crazy.
So it's like a very heavy-handed metaphor about like conversion therapy is bad, and it makes you hate yourself to the point where you end up killing yourself.
You're doing this to yourself. Years ago I wrote a script that I don't know if it would work. This was like during the Bush administration, and it was about like a college campus next to like an old folks retirement home, and the old folks in retirement home were like sick of these kids and like sick of them being partying and loud and gay and what, like kids today, they're and so they have this like idyllic view of like the 50s that like really didn't exist. So they end up doing like a ritual where this like demon they conjure up is like punishing these kids who are like sinners, but the demon looks like Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver. He's in like black and white and he's like a 50s aw shucks kid. But then it got a little more interesting when like no one could live up to those ideals because they don't exist, so that demon starts also killing the old people who aren't following the like everything is all apple pie and everything. And the idea I had too was like the old people would all be played by like stars who were in like 70s and 80s horror movies. So like Bruce Campbell and all those people who were, but I don't think it was like a horror comedy, but I think it was like too quaint for now. Like it seemed like at the time it was like, oh, these people who are like young people and are sinning and we have to punish them. Like that almost seems cute. Like really.
I don't know. I wonder if you could make it work now. It sounds super fun. I mean, the contrast of the college students with the old people would be really interesting. And then I would be like such a fun commentary on like maybe if you did it like an assisted living, Right.
Like forgotten old people. And then in the end, they had to all work together to like, try to vanquish the thing and realize they have...
Yeah, and kind of a fun, like, the meeting in the middle ground and being like, these old people eventually being like, yeah, I used to be like you kids too. I used to smoke weed and fuck.
What
and
was I
also
thinking?
old... Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's... I do notice now on... where are we? On Tuesday night, one of my all-time favorite horror comedies is on. Totally by happenstance. Have you ever seen Night of the Creeps?
No.
Oh, you must. You must. It is...
Night of the Creeps.
It
Making
is
a note.
So good. Did you ever see The Monster Squad?
No.
It's sort of a kids... Monster Squad's more of a kids movie. It's sort of like The Goonies, except with monsters.
Okay.
But the guy who made that movie also made Night of the Creeps, and it is a horror comedy that has truly horrific moments, including one of the most harrowing, terrifying scenes of body horror that's just like sad and amazing, but also very funny, like nuts.
Wait, what is it called again?
Night of the Creeps. It's from 1985 or 86.
Okay. I'm gonna watch it for sure.
It's so good, and it's made by someone who truly loves horror movies and grew up with them, and all the homages he does in it come across as true homages and not just like a Quentin Tarantino, I'm the Puff Daddy of movies where I just sample a bunch of scenes I like.
I love it.
But it's great. I'd love to hear what you think about it if you end up watching it, because it's
okay.
really good.
I will keep you posted.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Fright Night, the original Fright Night?
No.
Did you
I
see
have huge gaps in my horror history.
Did you see the remake with Colin Farrell?
Oh no, God, he was in that?
Yeah. The remake has some
Is it
interesting
good?
things. The remake's actually pretty good because it also has David Tennant in it. And David Tennant's great in it. But the original's it's so much better. But I was surprised by the remake. It's decent, and there's rare 21st century horror remakes that I've seen that I thought were actually good, and they changed enough that it made it new and interesting, without being really like a really bad version of the thing. But yeah.
Okay.
And then what do we have? One night left. Friday night.
Yeah. Friday, I put Die Another Day.
Okay. Are you a Bond fan?
I remember watching this movie when it came out. I think it's considered to be one of the worst Bond movies of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. This is one with Denise Richards as like a neuroscientist.
No, that is Tomorrow Never Dies. Die Another Day is Halle Berry.
Yes.
And I think she had won the Oscar the year before. And they're in Cuba. And Madonna does the theme song for it.
Yes.
Oh, and Rosamund Pike is the evil girl. Before she was like a household name.
And it's bad? Or is it like funny?
And they're
bad?
like... is it fun? Not intentionally. It is very campy in retrospect, and it's just so over the top. And they're like in like a castle made of ice at one point in like Iceland, and like it's stupid. It would be fun to watch because it's so bad, and I think Halle Berry is so bad in it.
Yeah. And
I guess she was the first. Maybe I don't know if is she the first black Bond girl?
No, there was one in. There wasn't a lot. I believe there was one in. I want to say You Only Live Twice, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? No, I think there was a black blonde girl in Dr. No. I think she's the one that... So James Bond gets killed in the first James Bond movie. Although they...
Oh, really?
Yeah, they kind of didn't... They kind of just moved on, but there's a character who has like a knife in her, like a boot knife, and just like hits him in the stomach, and that's kind of the end of the movie. I need to rewatch it, but I believe it's a...
Is Dr. No the first James Bond movie?
Yeah.
I need to watch it.
I'm remembering it wrong.
I'm bad. I've only ever seen the Pierce Brosnan ones and the Daniel Craig ones.
Pierce Brosnan's good. I like Timothy Dalton too. I thought he was also like a pretty good Bond. So you've never
He's
seen
only
Connery?
in one, right? No.
Oh wow.
He was the original, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Timothy Dalton was only in one movie.
Two. Living Daylights and The License to Kill, I think he did.
Okay.
But he was like so like Pierce Brosnan got offered Bond in like 1985, but he was on a TV show that wouldn't let him out of his contract. A TV show called Scarecrow. Not Scarecrow, Mrs. King. It was called Remington Steele. And it was actually a pretty funny premise of this TV show. The TV show was this woman owned a private detective service, but no one took her seriously because she was a woman. So she hired an actor to play the guy who owns the detective service, who was a character named Remington Steele. And so she hired Pierce Brosnan to be this like super detective guy, which is some idiot handsome actor who was like the front person for this detective agency that she actually ran. So it was a really cool, funny idea. But he grew to hate it because they really fucked him over because they had canceled the show. And so he was like, great, the show's been canceled. I can do James Bond. And then the network was like, oh, you got offered James Bond? Uncanceled. And pulled his contract and made him do another season. So he had to wait. God. So that's when they got Timothy Dalton, who was pretty good, but he was like, I think they all knew he was like a placeholder till they could get Pierce Brosnan.
I know. Pierce Brosnan just has so much charisma.
Yeah. He kind of combines the best stuff about the previous Bonds. Like Roger Moore is all comedies. Like the Roger Moore ones are like flat out farcical comedies, like full on comedy. And then the totally different vibe with the other ones, but it's weird. I can't think of another character that's had that many radically different people play.
Oh my God. I know. And I guess they're probably going to announce the next James Bond soon.
Who do you think it's going to be? Because they're always like, oh, it'll be a woman or a black guy or whatever, but I don't think they'll ever do it.
No, I think I feel like they've offered it to Jacob Elordi and Tom Holland. They're going to go for like a younger version of it. But I want to say it's going to be that kid from, I can't remember his name. He was in Triangle of Sadness, and he was also in the what was it called? Where Nicole Kidman was his boss, and she like had an affair with him.
Yes. I know the kid you're talking about. I can't think of his name either. I don't know if I want to see a younger one. I want like an old grizzled one. Like go older.
The young Bond is. I think that's the word on the street. They're going to do sort of an origin of like him leading up to becoming a secret agent.
There was a cartoon when I was a kid called James Bond Jr., and it was bad.
Oh, cute.
It was real bad. They should rewatch learn their lesson.
I'm guessing it leaned into the comedy of it.
It was just very Saturday morning 80s kids show. Like it was, and also kind of it was like, is James Bond really the kind of character that a child should be? Like a horny, weird murderer? The things we think about that make James Bond, I don't really want in a child. Just me.
Okay, are we doing Saturday?
Oh yeah,
night?
Saturday. Yeah, the week is different in 2005. It used to go Saturday to Friday, but this starts Sunday to Saturday. So yeah.
I just put the BAFTA awards.
Yeah. I was living in England at this time. I was in England.
I've never seen that. I love award shows so much. I watch all of them, but I've never seen the BAFTAs. I didn't even know they were televised, which obviously they are.
Yeah, I think BBC America might have been televising them. They weren't easy.
But I saw that on there and I was like, I'm doing that.
Yeah. I used to go when I lived in London. I would go because it would all be in Trafalgar Square. Not Trafalgar Square. Oh my God. Leicester Square. And at these big movie theaters. But it was so weird because I hadn't even been to LA at that point. So I didn't like being close in proximity to like that kind of star power was kind of like a novelty. And you could just go and stand by the red carpet and stuff. Like, and you'd see all the people go in and it was like such a cool, like all these huge stars. It's the BAFTAs. It seemed like oddly accessible. I don't know. Very strange. For me at least. Yeah, I wonder who was in 2005. Fun. But yeah, I went at that Leicester Square theater where they had the BAFTAs. I saw the premiere of the first Harry Potter movie, and I sat behind Hagrid.
Oh, cool.
Really cool train. It was very cool.
Yeah, the BAFTAs this year, I think The Aviator was the most nominated movie.
And there was that big controversy with the guy with Tourette's this year. Do you remember that?
Oh.
There was a documentary, I think, about a guy with Tourette's, and then he was yelling the N-word.
No, it was a movie about a guy with Tourette's, and he won Best Actor at it.
And he had been yelling the N-word at like a bunch of, oh God, Jesus! And they didn't cut it out of the broadcast, but could have. Like I could get, it shouldn't happen anyway. But like, all right, if it's a live show, okay. But it wasn't even live; it was to tape, and they didn't even cut it out.
I know, and it was when they were presenting for Sinners.
Yeah,
which was like such a big, huge achievement because it was like an original screenplay that crushed the box office, which doesn't happen anymore.
No.
And yeah, bad.
That's really bad. And they had cut people being like Free Palestine. They'd cut that out of the broadcast. That made it extra bad. So it was like, you cut some stuff out. So really,
I know. How did they miss that? That's crazy.
I will say, when I lived in England, and I don't know if this is still the case, the sensitivity around how bad it is to use the N-word and like just like the history of like slavery and black people in America is not well understood.
In the UK?
In the UK. It is not, like the gravity of it, I don't think is widely felt. So that's the only thing I can think of. And that is true. Like that has been my experience there. That like you're
That's so funny because I know Australia was like that for a long time and now they have totally overcompensated to the point where like everyone is walking on eggshells around anything.
Yeah.
Which is, so great that they like caught up with stuff because there was so much bad like apartheid shit with Aboriginal people there. But now I know it's just like you can't really. It's very, very hard to navigate comedy there.
Oh, I could imagine. Have you done a lot of comedy in Australia?
No, I've never performed there, but I've talked to other people who have, and it's like the way the way they televise stuff is really, really strange and like very, very limited.
Interesting. Yeah, it's weird too that you mentioned, because like the UK is incredibly progressive. Like they're very well meaning with it. I think they just don't get the gravity. Like I don't know if I'm explaining it right. Although funny story, in the Boston area, like Boston scumbags call liquor stores packies, which is like a package store.
Oh.
They're called package stores here. So they're like, I want to go down the Packy and get some fucking beers. But Packy is like the N-word for Pakistani people in England. And a lot of Pakistani people own liquor stores in England. And so when I first moved there was a bunch of Boston scummy girls who I was going to college with who also were moving there. And they were like, let's go buy some beers. Let's go to the fucking Packy. And all the English people were like, what? Because it was like calling a store the N-word because a black guy works there. Because
my God.
It was the most like kind of a hilarious cultural misunderstanding, but also just insane. Yeah, like just to be like, what? The Packy? What? We're going down. I'm like, I figured it out, and I managed to explain it to the group. I translated Boston and was able to code
change
switch.
This is not working.
But I was like, guys, that's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Oh boy.
Is there anything you watch now? Any comfort shows? Like you have like a bedtime show or anything?
This is a great. Okay, what have I been? Oh, this is so diabolical. I have been watching Love Island. I don't know if you've seen it before.
I have.
I have never seen Love Island before until this season. And I watched the first episode and I was like, this is trash. I want nothing to do with this universe. And my friend was like, please stick with it because I want you to be a part of the conversation. And so I stuck with it and now I'm so hooked. And I care more about these people than anyone in my life.
What is it? Do you know why?
So
like,
stupid.
What the difference is? That
I think it's because it's like I think the fun part about it is that it's happening live. Like these people are actually on this island. But the bigger fun thing is just being a part of this conversation because so many people in the world watch it.
Right.
And so like you can just say like, oh my God, like you could just type on the internet like, God, Corbin's voice is so annoying, and everyone knows who Corbin is.
So it's almost like us going back to where we started here with like 2005 and earlier with that shared experience of watching something live.
That's what I wanted to be a part of, like to be in the conversation where like everyone is on the same page. Because so many people are watching it. Like I got bullied into watching it because I remembered friends watching it last summer and being like, I have no idea what you're talking about, and they didn't want to talk about anything else.
You missed out.
And now I feel the same thing where like I'll see someone at a party like when I don't want to talk to anyone, and I'll be like, do you watch Love Island? And then I'm so excited to talk to them about it. It's so sad.
I got a prediction, Matt. This time next year, when your Indonesian LeYaks show is massive, people will feel the same way about that. They all have to watch.
Oh my God!
So they can discuss this show. It'll unite the world.
Totally. Fingers crossed. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for doing this. It's been great to talk to you.
Yeah, you too, man. I really appreciate it. This is so fun. This is such a great idea. It's so good.
That's Matt. As I said, on God the Pod, check out his comedy special. You can just search Matt LeGrande and stuff will come up after you're done searching World's Strongest Man, doing a race where they flip over giant heating systems that weigh 1,000 pounds in North Carolina, because it's the world we still live in, guys. We made it through halfway through July. That's 6.5 months. Only have 5.5 months left in 2026, everybody. If you have $5 or more a month, and I know things are tough, and you may not, which is fine, you can go over to the Patreon, and if you give that $5 or more a month to me via Patreon, you would have a PDF of this week's TV guide, so you could follow along with Matt and I, or re-listen and follow along, because at this point, you probably know already, but if I'm telling you now, it's a little bit too late. But the great thing is you can listen again. Do people re-listen to episodes? If you re-listen to episodes, let me know. Go on the Patreon, send me a message, or at tvguidancecounselor@gmail.com or ken@ikenread.com. If you re-listen to episodes, let me know. I don't, but I have a special relationship with them. Or if you have a favorite episode, you listen more than once to a favorite episode. I'm just curious. If you don't have time, that's fine too. Hopefully you'll have time next week because I'll have a brand new episode. So see you again next time for a brand new edition of TV Guidance Counselor.
Everyone's crowded around to watch the new episode of Lost, and the opening shot is an old man sucking off another old man.